You want a little brother?
Now we're live.
You want a little brother? Yeah, you can have a little brother.
Let's not have a little brother.
Yeah, she does.
Good evening, stream. How's everybody doing tonight? I see Lazy's in chat. Ryan. I saw Mally. I had to reset my chat. Sin, Mally, and Steg were also here. How you guys doing tonight? So tonight is D&D night, as I've stated a couple of times now. I hope you guys have figured it out. I apologize. We were going to start early, but then we had some bookkeeping to do that we were unaware of.
Thanks, Crono.
But the bookkeeping is good because we all got new items, which I think we should probably go over as we talk about our characters here real quick. Let's do very quick introductions. I am, of course, the streamer, Void Forever. I am the party's rogue. We're currently all level 5, and my name is Bob Bach Stabor. Again, I am the party's rogue. I got 2 new items tonight. I got a Cloak of Elvenkind, which gives me advantage on stealth checks, as well as provides disadvantage to enemy perception checks. I also got Rouge.
Yes,
Rouge Gloves of Precision, excuse me. Which gives me advantage on sleight of hand checks.
Thank you very much.
What?
I'm talking to my friends on the internet.
Oh. You have friends on the internet, do you?
I do.
That's interesting. Anyways, the new gloves gives me advantage on sleight of hand checks. It also allows me to re-roll any 1s on my sneak attack damage. So that's pretty good. Which is good because I'm actually up to 3 dice now on my sneak attack. So, across from me here is...
Marin.
Okay! Congratulations.
I'm a noble wood elf, and I'm also a druid. And I can change into a lion.
Very good.
And after much argument, I finally got my shape-shifting belt.
And
which
what
is-
does that do?
It's gonna make
Only
me...
because he made up a stupid rule in the middle of it.
A stupid rule.
It's gonna make
So
me
it's-
more powerful.
The
It
one time
basically
she uses it.
provides her what? An advantage
It
on
gives her
attack?
advantage on attack rolls and increases her damage dice by 1, whatever the damage type that she does, the first round that she shapeshifts.
Okay.
Because it's very startling to suddenly be facing a woman and then having a bear in their face.
Well,
That's
it
true.
would be
Yeah.
because I turn into a
Well, I
lion.
mean, sorry, a lion.
Good, so
Yes.
much the better
Yes.
to surprise and terrify them.
Also across from me then. Why are you staring at me like that?
I'm not going to introduce myself. They know who I am.
Do they? Also across from me is my lovely girlfriend, Gamer Kire, or most of you know her as Morg. She is the party's... You're not ever going to say it, are you? She's the party's ranger. She is also nameless. A nameless, crazy fucking murderer.
Yes.
She is a dwelf, and she's fucking crazy. She also got an item. What is it again? I'm sorry, I forgot.
I get to reroll 1s if I'm within 15 feet of my target.
Cool.
Damage.
Damage. To my excuse me.
Ah.
Wow, we're making people sick.
He's like, no.
Please no.
Please don't do that.
He's not ready for the camera. He's not ready for his close-up, Mr. DeVille. Also to my left here is my brother's lovely wife, Catzi. She runs Final Fantasy nights with us. You guys know who she is. She doesn't talk very often, but sometimes she does.
When she talks, it's hilarious.
That's true.
That is really true.
I will let her introduce herself.
I am Azalee Verona, a Vengeance Paladin, and I got the flame gem.
Yeah.
It adds 1d4 flame damage to my sword. That's it.
Did you
That's
take
all
one
I
of the
got.
gems?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took the ice gem then?
Yes.
She took, and you didn't take the plate?
No.
We ran out of money.
Yeah.
We ran out of... Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been that big of an upgrade.
Gotcha.
The
Okay.
flame is useful.
But that great.
I do a lot of
Brought
stuff.
to you by Taco Bell.
That's right. Baja Blast. We need to update the counter on my website. Oh, Mom hasn't seen my website yet. I'll have to show it to her at the end of the
No.
night.
Cool.
So yes, and then to my right
Oh, we
is
forgot another item that Morg acquired last session. I believe she has a black cat in her bag right now.
Oh.
She has a...
that was a terrible choice by
That
Ani.
was,
That was a horrible
yeah.
choice.
I'm throwing on you the first thing I
See.
see.
Also to my right, is my right? Yeah, that's my right. Is Crono. He plays games with us constantly. You guys hear him on TS and Discord. He
talks a lot.
He does talk a lot, a little too much. He is the DM. So that is it for introductions, as well as all of our new items.
New items, yep.
So
So now I will
I swear
part
to God.
the veils of reality as we step into the game. So it's been it's actually been a month since we last played, so just a kind of a recap to kind of get us on.
It's been a lovely month.
Has been a lovely month, hasn't it, Morg? Yes. So to get us caught up to speed on where we left off, in your quest to basically, you guys are hunting down Mother's brother, the younger brother, Etrian, and some unknown dwarf mage known only as the Master. In your efforts to hunt him down,
Let's go back to that.
you had returned back to New Yorkshire after defeating and saving Baltimore from a demon,
Listen to you guys.
and found that the city was under attack by alchemtologists. So heroically, you all came to the rescue and managed to infiltrate the alchemtologist compound to save your good friend and your leader, of course, Giuliani. He's going to be mayor. He's running for mayor.
he is
Yes, yeah.
even more so now.
Yeah.
I think he's got it on lockdown
You know,
now.
I think he does have it on lockdown. He's got a stance of clearing up the city streets and removing cultists from the city streets. I think is a strong.
It's a new issue.
It is,
It
yeah.
is, yeah.
You guys managed to rescue Giuliani. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to a friend named Juan who saved the day. However, after facing off in an epic fight against David, the leader of the alchemtologists, who shapeshifted several times into weird demonic forms, you guys finally defeated David. Discovering something interesting about Ani, too, your little cat statue friend. Last session, she shifted from statue form into some sort of a dark angel, which shocked everybody, and saved Morg, of course, from getting her head bitten off.
I am the most important.
And then after defeating David, you guys managed to find a gem, a resurrection stone, that Ozzy was able to use to bring back Juan from the brink of death.
Thank God.
In the last moments of the session, we had there were the three Mexican halflings that you guys had rescued. They pulled out their mariachi instruments and played a little mariachi song for.
It was funny you mentioned that. One of the songs, and I have a feeling it was the mariachi song, got tagged on my YouTube video. It didn't hurt the YouTube video, but it said any monetary proceeds will go to. And I don't know because it didn't say what part of the video, but I'm fairly certain it was the mariachi band.
Those Mexicans.
It was interesting.
The other music was free with the audiobook free thing.
Was it?
Yeah, they were all.
Where did the
audio free.
mariachi music come from?
Oh, I just pulled that on YouTube.
Oh, that's probably why.
That's
then.
probably why.
Yeah.
Damn, I have another song that I wanted to play later on tonight when you guys meet somebody.
It'll probably be okay.
Probably be all
Where'd you
right.
get it? YouTube?
Oh, it's definitely YouTube, yeah.
It'll probably be
It'll
fine.
probably be alright. Anyhow, so you, Ozzy, sacrificing her own
She did.
spirit helped bring Juan back from the brink.
And the crowds were so pleased.
Everybody was very happy. Hashtag Juan lives.
Juan lives.
And your good friend Juan has returned back to life, and that's kind of where we pick up is the aftermath of what happened. Juan is now back to life, and actually, Juan is of course immensely grateful. Says that he saw the pearly white gates before he saw an angel appear before him, which which Aelin is in the corner going. I believe Juan produces a rose for Osling, which Aelin turns around and goes, "Fucking Mexican." Excellent.
Juan loves Osley.
How much
No,
money do we have?
Aelin loves Osling.
Well, they both do.
Yeah.
50? 150.
So while Ozzy's brilliant sacrifice managed to bring Juan back from the brink, she did permanently lose, what was it, like 5 hit points?
It
a
was 6.
Yeah,
6,
it was a full
permanent
6.
loss of 6 hit points.
Roll.
While you
Yeah.
while you definitely felt, I mean, you feel permanently weakened by the ordeal, but you feel like as you were bringing Juan back to life, as if almost a piece of Juan's life force got intermingled with yours.
Gross.
And it actually grants you the halfling luck trait.
What?
You get to
So you can
re-roll
re-roll ones.
ones on 1d20s.
Okay,
Wow.
maybe that's
She also has an intense need to go hang out by Home Depot.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he was a halfling.
He's a Mexican halfling, yes.
Oh, okay.
I always pictured him a gnome, I guess.
Right? But the blacks are.
Wow.
That's right.
African Americans.
I thought he...
Starting
What
off.
was the
Spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Stop
was the
it.
Trump tweet.
It was what?
It was that Trump tweet. Freaking! I love the Hispanics.
Oh.
Thank you, Trump.
And the Mexican little taco bowl or
Yes.
something like I know
Is that... It's re-roll everyone.
Yeah, any one on a d20.
It's on a d20.
Okay.
Wow.
So that includes, well, yeah, anything that's d20.
Okay. It's not like a one.
Even like perception checks or, anything like that.
You also feel inspired, and you were granted inspiration for the day.
Nice.
So,
What did he just?
What is that weird creature?
it's just a way to identify that she has inspiration.
Well, it's a creeper.
Oh, he's got it.
It's from Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
So, Giuliani is there, of course. Giuliani and Columbo, your good friend Franklin, is also there. Both of them are so grateful for what you guys have done for the city so far, and in rescuing Giuliani from a pretty shitty situation there.
Certain death.
But there is likely more work that will ultimately have to be done. You actually notice that the nearby, now fragments of the podium that David had been standing at, you notice just a leaflet of paper sticking out, an official-looking parchment of some sort, that Juan picks up, and he kind of glances at it, and then he hands it over to Void and or to Robert, I should say. And what you read on the letter says, David, the master grows impatient with your lack of dedication to your task. The city must be cleansed, and Lord Zemu demands it. Your opportunity to ascend is nigh, but your lack of action suggests that perhaps Vashlock would be a better choice for this. And perhaps we will have to send him your way after he devours Baltimore. The master will be watching. You must tear the city to pieces, and when all the souls are collected, rend the planar wall asunder. We'll be in touch when you do so.
What wall?
Planar?
Planner. Oh, the planar wall.
The planar wall, yeah. And it's signed with hyphen E, and an elaborate E. Aelin glances at the note as well, and you see he looks very troubled. Dearest sister, I just...
Spit it out,
Go
brother.
comfort the boy.
Well, the E is her brother, correct? Yeah.
Aelin recognizes the handwriting as his own, your youngest brother, Etrium.
Yes.
So,
And Aelin really thinks that he's not guilty.
he's concerned.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. But it appears at this point that the alchemtologists were, some of their sudden uprising appears to have been driven once again by the master and Etrian. It's about this time you guys are still in the back of the cathedral, and it's about this time that suddenly the doors burst open, it's fucking kick in the doors, and a loud boom echoes throughout the hall
Oh dear.
as a giant dragonborn steps into the room,
Star performer.
gripping his great sword in hand, which, yes, you recognize as star performer, none other than, it was Nathan's character from our one-shot.
Oh.
So, star performer bursts into the room, several black agents basically come into the room wearing all black. They're all FBI agents, sunglasses, you know. They come into the room gripping heavy crossbows, kind of move, right? The fucking SEAL Team 6 coming in the room, basically.
And these are good guys.
Yeah, they're
Oh.
FBI agents.
They're just
And
late.
you need-
They're, they're
They're a
really
little
They're a little
late.
late.
You spot beside Star Performer. Star Performer's gripping his greatsword, kind of looking around for something to crush. And next to him steps up, fucking abs up to the neck. Oh. Star Performer's junior agent in training, Abington. Gentleman who is from just a little backwater city.
Yep. That we saved.
Called Devil's Tooth, that the group managed to save during the land party
So
session.
you guys know these two characters.
Well, he would know, and Azali would.
Yeah, the two of us know.
Yeah. So familiar with the character, of course. They are a little disappointed because there's no action to be had at this point. But they definitely start. They fan out around the room and. Checking the corners, right? Knocking down, wall or doors and stuff. You just hear them raiding the entire compound.
Nice for you to show up, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
So Star Performer comes up and he lets you know that basically Obama, Washington, D.C. received the message that the city was under attack. So they sent a huge bunch of contingents of FBI agents to come and basically take back the city. But of course,
She's gonna eat it.
but of course, the city isn't going to be taken back super easily. It's going to take some time. And now that Star Performer is there, Giuliani also asks for everybody's assistance in taking back the city.
It's Star
From
Performer.
the giant fucking cat raiding the compound.
Blacking out the camera.
I'll just like.
Are you gonna lay there?
She's gonna
Really? Is that where we're laying now?
So we're like, cat cam.
Oh.
In the meantime, so you guys basically make your way out of the compound with the assistance of the FBI, returning Giuliani back to the NYPD station at this point. Full coverage of FBI agents. As you guys are making your way through the city, you're watching a lot of the guards, the resistance forces that you had originally worked with, working together with the FBI agents, basically subduing the rest of the cultists that were outside the compound.
I was gonna say half of them were out there fighting.
Yeah, they were definitely fighting. You do see that awesome dwarf that was strapped to the teeth with hammers.
Yeah.
He's got an alchemologist by the grip, and he looks at you, and he's got a hammer in his hand. He just kind of waves at you, and then just
Well, he and I had kind of
Yeah,
a
he
moment
just had a moment.
when that scaffolding,
yeah, he popped his head out
yeah.
and said, "Hey."
Where's Harry fucking Sterling?
Harry Sterling
He's
this
with us.
whole time
Oh,
has
okay.
basically just been playing a quiet little bitty, like exciting. Especially when the FBI broke in,
Yeah, that would.
Dun.
Yes, that would have been a good moment.
Somehow he knew right before they were
Yeah,
gonna bust
he
it.
did, yeah.
It got louder.
It got really
He
quiet at
knows
first. Yeah, it was like, and then right before it was like, so now that you guys are actually back into, thankfully the station has been taken back by the FBI agents. At this point, your original task was to, coming back to the city, was to try and meet with Trump. As you recall, basically you were needing to get beyond the wall. north that Trump has built to get into Canadlia, which from there Cordelia had told you there is a planar gate that you can use to enter the plane of existence where she believes that the Master and Etrian are on, called the Shadowfell. So Giuliani is basically going to call upon Trump from the wall to set up a meeting with him, essentially. But he expects that it'll probably take a week or two before we actually get any action on that. So in the meantime, he's basically asked for your guys' assistance to continue bringing order back to the city. It's not just going to be a one-day thing.
All right.
Giuliani appreciates your amenable attitude.
How is the city faring since we...
So there were several resistance forces that had cropped up all throughout the city, but the bulk of the work that's going to take is definitely going to need the assistance of the FBI agents. It's likely that the FBI is going to be set up in the city for a while.
Okay.
For now, Giuliani has also decided to go ahead and provide you guys with the 5,000 gold that we had already talked about as kind of a reward for kind of sticking around behind, but also sort of being the saviors. He's also honoring all of you with badges of honor of the city, so you are heroes of New Yorkshire.
Does that give a +1 to charisma, maybe?
It might help give you some advantage when dealing with other locals.
At least in the city.
Yeah, within the city.
Within the city.
And then we're going to kind of fast forward ahead a little bit, head back to, or forward about a week or two and you guys have spent time cleaning up the city, staying at the Rainbow Bridge in the evenings. A lot of the city is recovering, repairing buildings. Unfortunately, some of McFlanagan's stores that he owns have taken a little bit of damage. Mr. Megorium's robe emporium got damaged, got burned out, so that's a disappointing. That's just tough.
Yeah.
So luckily, McFlanagan's got insurance.
Of course he does.
He did, yeah.
I'm surprised he doesn't run the insurance company, to be honest with you.
He probably
McFlanagan's
McFlanagan.
totally not going to screw you.
Insurance. Well, the insurance company tried to screw him because at first they were saying, well, you don't have cultist insurance. And McFlanagan's argument was, well, it was a fire that destroyed the building, and I do have fire insurance. Whether it was caused by natural disaster or cultists, it doesn't matter. It's fire insurance. So he definitely managed to at least retain the funds for that. But over the weeks, of course, McFlanagan is getting the Megorium Robe Emporium rebuilt. He happens to, business. He would say, "Business is booming. Wartime."
I wondered if she was gonna. No, her butt kept going, and I wondered if she was gonna fall. I did not have anything to do with that.
Well, she actually didn't freak out as badly as I thought she would.
So at this point, you recognize that McFlanagan actually owns quite a few stores. Of course, there's his Rainbow Bridge. There is his totally authentic, not fake Irish store. Mr. Megorium's Robe Emporium. He also happens to own Oshkosh's Smithy. Oshkosh works for him.
Does he pretty much own most of the business section of the city?
No, he doesn't own most of the businesses, but he certainly owns kind of he's basically created the first medieval strip mall.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's kind of just, we've got the Rainbow Bridge, we've got, his store, and we've got Megorian's, he's also recently opened up Asian antiquities store called Panda Express.
Oh, yeah. These are probably totally not fake artifacts.
No, I'm sure the Asian antiquities is definitely antiquities, not fake. Not at all. With an authentic name like Panda Express, though, you gotta trust that.
Yeah.
He started a panini store, which Aelin appears to have needed to visit daily.
Ryan actually brought up paninis earlier.
Yes.
He did. He wanted to know Giuliani's stance on paninis.
On paninis, very thrilled about it. Never had a panini store in New Yorkshire before, so they're really
First of its
excited.
kind.
First of its kind. Mick Flanagan was really struggling with a name, so I think he ended up going with Mick Panagan's bread. So
It's too bad all those panini makers were stolen.
they were not stolen, sweetie. You're gonna.
Do you want me to pick her up? She probably won't let you.
You're gonna. You're all right. You're fine. So from those stores is actually where you guys did acquire your new equipment from the various locations. And so after the few weeks have finally passed, things are actually getting a little bit back to normal at this point. The market's completely reopened. The city, the cultists have all but been completely eliminated. Etrian and the Master have not been heard of in a while.
Thank you. Who was that? That was
X Iron or something?
Iron. Yeah, Iron. Thank you so much for the what?
That
Follow?
person's cat reacted to our cat.
Oh,
Tolly's cats. Yeah.
oh, Tolly's cat reacted. Very confused and meowed up at the roof. Iron, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to the Void. Glad to have you.
So at this point, I mean, it's been quiet from Etrian and the Master for the time that you guys have spent there, and but you know, it's definitely lingering in the back of your mind when they might set up their next scheme.
Nervous.
Which you know, during this time, Aelin happens to be during this whole period really interested in trying to take Osley out for
paninis.
for paninis.
For paninis.
Invites her a couple of times. I just know this new place, this new store. I'm actually part owner.
Yeah, we're all part owners.
It's a panini store. It's really good. If you'd like to go with me, I'm going shortly. If you would like to go.
Going with or without you. I'm going.
Let's be honest. Is gonna go either way. He'll be sadder if you're not there.
What time is it now? Is it lunchtime? Is it dinner time?
Yes.
It's panini
panini
time.
time.
It's panini time.
He produces from behind him, and you can see just like a bundle of roses that he's holding, but he does his best to kind of hide it and just gestures out with it. Unfortunately, some of the roses catch his sleeve, kind of the thorns, so it's not as fluid as you might have expected. Maybe a flourish of roses to be, and a lot of petals fall onto the ground, and he's kind of. And he looks over at Marin, who's nearby, and goes, "Dear sister, can you assist me?"
And of course I do.
Of course, yeah. Marin goes over and just is like, and just.
They're not so much roses anymore as they are just
it's
stems.
stems. But he says, "It's the thought that counts, of course."
The only time his accuracy was correct. Ha
He blushes. You gonna go on a date with Aelin?
Go.
She's going.
You can go in full plate.
Okay, think
You
about
can-
this though. Think about this though. Every time he gets to give somebody an attack, it'll probably be
Well, that's true.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
unless you break his heart.
I don't have a use for flowers, but I will eat.
He says, "Good, because they're not really flowers anymore." And he just kind of tosses them away. Right?
Yeah.
I believe at this point, Marin says, when you get back, give me your shirt so I can sew it back together." Right? He looks at her. "I can sew my own shirt."
Yeah, we all know what happened the last time.
Dear, dear sister, you're embarrassing me right now. It's a very important day for me.
Osley's already walked off. So then you were
He
back.
jogs to catch up with you. So Osley and Aelin go on a date? On a
She
date?
doesn't know it's a date.
Oh, she doesn't-
Like,
she's
I'm
not
getting
aware that
food,
it's a
I don't
date.
care.
Of course, when the check comes, and Aelin says, let me. Tips very generously.
What? We own this place. We don't have to
This place fucking hell.
There happens to be dessert there, which you of course, Azalea, of course, would love to have dessert. And as the dessert comes out, you see emerging into the room is Harry fucking Sterling.
No.
And Harry starts playing just a quiet,
Romance.
just a romantic, yeah, and he's
Harry's back.
doing little spins around the table, and he gets in real close to you and just goes, "Amore."
No. This is horrible.
Aelin is really thrilled about this whole. But later on that evening, after you guys have parted ways, and Marin is repairing his shirt, he tells her all about the date that he had, and I was very charming, dearest sister.
I know you were.
The only thing Osley would have talked about was her sword
Her armor.
And her new. Oh wait, she didn't get new armor. That's right.
and her military background.
Dearest sister, she's a strong woman. She's Papa. This is just the kind of woman that Papa would have wanted me to.
That's a good point. Are you guys' parents? Are their parents dead?
No, they're alive.
They are.
They're
Okay.
alive.
They're still.
They're managing the estate still.
That's why we're able to leave and
Yeah.
hunt down our.
Somebody has to keep track of the beehives.
Yeah, I mean they don't just
bigger
beehive
business
all
than
by
that.
themselves.
It's a big beehive business.
Well, I mean,
So Aelin, he goes on and on about how charming and fantastic he was, and he thinks that maybe next time he'll even get a goodnight kiss.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Well,
He tells you, I think she's the one.
Dear
No.
brother.
She fucking terrifies me, but I think she's the one. Papa always said, a good, strong woman.
That's true.
That's
true.
well, she was oblivious the whole evening. Sorry. She's like, I'm going for dinner.
she.
I get food.
But kind of during your guys' girl chat, Aelin kind of turns a little bit more somber as he kind of mentions your brother Etrian, right?
Yeah, this is real.
And pretty soon Trump is going to show up, and you guys are gonna try and head beyond the wall, and he just doesn't know what to really do about Etrian at this point. He's not sure. He asks you if you think that Etrian really has turned evil.
And I really
Beyond
don't
reprieve.
know.
I mean, and Alien says, Etrian was always he was always a jealous child, always jealous of you, dear sister,
Right.
because of
Kinda
how great
hates
you
me.
were when you were a child. He's always been very jealous of you, but he was never vindictive. He was never evil in his heart before. He's never seen his brother in such a way, and I mean, it's been a long time since that first night at the graveyard, since he last.
Yeah.
And he did save me. Sorry, dearest sister.
Yeah, this is a real conundrum. I do not know what to do about Etrian.
Do you think he's brainwashed?
He could be. But he was really mean to me.
As a child?
Well, in our little confab thing there, he shouted.
And they all see this. They do. Faros with the big host.
Faros, you fucking cunt!
You fucking cunt.
Fucking cunt!
Faros, dude, thank you for the host, man. How you doing tonight? I had no idea he was even still streaming. It's fucking 10:46.
I know. I was surprised he was streaming so late.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the weekend, I guess. So he's very happy about that. Fucking cunt.
Fucking cunt.
Yeah, we so cool.
So, I mean, at this point, Aelin is unsure. He says, are you prepared, dearest sister, for the event that he has gone off the deep end?
No, not really.
Bros before hoes? Is that what you said?
Tell me you've heard that saying before.
Yes, I have.
All right.
But not when I was discussing my poor brother's issue.
I'm just saying, the reason why he chose his brother was because bros.
When Aylin and I would like to know, is there some particular way that we might get some insight?
God damn
Thanks. What is it? Cyan 100?
Cyan, well, yeah, 100. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Void.
It might be another sin.
It could be another sin. That'll be like the 4th freaking sin.
As far as like insight, you would probably have to actually meet with your brother again to be able to determine.
And he's got a
We'd have to get him
brother,
alone.
so-
Yeah.
Like,
To get him away from the master, perhaps.
yeah. Try and like cut him off from any influence.
Aelin does say that as the oldest, as the eldest, he will do what has to be done if it needs to be done.
Oh,
He would never put that on his dearest sister.
oh. God, this is real serious.
With his giant fucking +3 sword
That he got.
flaming.
That's right.
Fucking Etrian.
Was it flaming? Did we really give him the flaming sword? Can it only flame when he stabs somebody? Can it be selective flaming?
Protects him from the flames.
Yeah,
kind of
I
thing.
think.
He got one of those fire.
I was gonna say, did he get the fire
Yeah,
gem?
he did.
And socket it into his fucking armor.
Well, she can create water, so.
That's true.
Here's the
That's a
reason that
good
she
point.
elected to pick that spell and the tidal wave spell. So, Aelin doesn't want to give up hope, but he says that he will be the one. He would never put that on your shoulders. As the eldest, he would. If Etrian is beyond redemption, I will.
Puss out mask. So somebody else to take care of it.
By the way, Ani is nearby eating popcorn.
I'll stab the fucker. I'll stab him.
Nay, sir, he is my blood. I shall be the one.
Yeah.
So he'll miss. Who's going to actually take
Aylin
it?
is going to want to do that.
Well, with that depressing notion, the following day comes, and you guys are actually called upon by Giuliani once again. Giuliani actually he meets you at the Rainbow Bridge. He's got several. So Abington, of course, is with him currently.
Of course.
Junior Agent Abington. He's just flexing in the corner.
Well, the fact that he's a junior agent, I mean...
He's thanks to the influence of Star Performer. I mean, when you're working with Star Performer, you're gonna excel.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but basically, several of the FBI agents are with Giuliani, and Giuliani explains to everybody that he's preparing to head back to the Capitol for a time. He says there's a lot of business that needs to be talked about at this point because King Obama is actually he's growing very old, and decisions are soon going to need to be made about his successor. And what you guys may not know about King Obama is he actually does not have any direct successors, so he doesn't have any children, but he does have siblings with children. That would be considered King Obama. Did I just hear King Obama?
Yes, you did, Faras.
Oh, wait till you see what comes next, Faras. Hang on to your ass. Giuliani explains that council needs to be held to figure out who the successor will be among Obama's siblings' children. He actually has 3 brothers and sisters with children. It appears that there are a couple of children that are vying for the throne for King Obama's throne at this point. One of which Giuliani says happens to be arriving today that you guys are looking to meet with.
All right.
Oh.
Mr. Trumpleton himself happens to be Obama's nephew.
I was going to say, it's his
Yes,
nephew?
Obama's
huh?
nephew. Yeah.
Twice removed?
Yes. So he urges caution when you were talking with Trumpleton because he may be a future king. So.
And he's fucking crazy.
That would be the caution part. That you just...
You know, Giuliani, he heaves a heavy sigh, right? he says, well, you know, Trumpleton is a very charismatic and successful businessman.
Is he? How many times did he ask for bankruptcy?
Underneath, though, he worries about a strong potential corruption that there might be. But you know, thankfully, he's only one of 3 in the line of the throne. So there are 2 others.
Who are the others?
I believe one of them is Hillary, and the other one is Bernard.
Bernard.
Why does
yes.
Hillary not get changed?
Well, I couldn't think of a different name. So, Hillary with an IE.
Oh, with an IE.
Yeah, IE, just
Okay.
to be clear. Yeah. Some people spell it wrong sometimes.
Hillary!
That is, yeah, you are trying to get beyond a wall. No, it's not the walls of the Game of Thrones.
There's no White Walkers.
It just happens to ironically be to the north. And there happens to ironically be a lot of ice and wasteland to that north. And savage tribes of people, but they're not called wildlands. And there are giants. Okay, it's a lot like the Game of Thrones, actually, now that I think about it. Not intentionally.
Unintentionally.
But anyway, so Trumpleton happens to be in town, and Giuliani, and he's departing at this point, so he wishes you luck in your meeting with Trumpleton to get beyond the wall. Mick Flanagan is nearby and goes, "Oh, business." It's a good business venture potentially for.
I was going to say, being an upstanding
yeah,
business
just being an upstanding
citizen
business.
Yourself, are you sure you want to deal with Trumpleton?
McFlanagan thinks that he can fucking make buco bucks off of Trumpleton. Tons of money.
They don't have paninis up
He's
north.
thinking about opening a golf course. So
Does he have to invent it first?
he knows. Yeah,
He has to invent golf.
He's got an idea to pitch to Trumpleton, basically.
Gotcha.
Hit
the ball, get in the cart. Hit the ball, get in the cart.
So with that, Giuliani. Well, did you have any other questions for Giuliani before he departs?
How's Juan? It's been a week now. How's Juan doing?
Yeah, that's true.
How?
And
Juan
is he taking one with
Juan
him?
is doing fantastic. He's actually encouraged Juan to break out of his administrative assistant role and instead engage in a passion of his, and Juan is beginning to learn some engineering. Yeah, so he has been studying, and he happens, he was really good at whittling and carving, right?
That's true. He did. Yeah.
He has skills of an artisan, so he is learning to become an engineer. All thanks to Ozzy saving his life. He's very grateful. So actually, Giuliani, they've actually decided that Giuliani no longer is going to use him as an assistant, and now they are very good friends. They have dinner together regularly. Talk about the children,
Juan equals Sid 2.0.
Sid 2.0. God damn it, for I'll stop reading ahead. And at this point, Giuliani is very glad to say that Juan will be staying within the city to work on his engineering degree. Good
Well, we need him to
programs.
build us an airship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
McFlanagan's working on funding the
Funding here.
education
Of
so we can
course
build
he is.
5 airships!
Shouldn't we be up to 6 now if he's building a new one? All right.
Any other questions for Giuliani before?
Want a bonus?
Very direct and to the point. He says, well, you might get it. You just got No. You just got 5,000 gold from us? No.
No.
No. No
He's
bonus. So, declined. Any other questions for Giuliani before he departs?
I think we're good.
Good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, Giuliani departs, and with that, you guys head on to the Nobles District, where Trumpleton actually happens to be staying. He actually has one of the largest buildings in all of New Yorkshire, Trumpleton Tower. Tallest building in the city, really. Yeah.
It's 3 stories.
Yeah. 5.
5 stories.
5
Okay.
stories. It's pretty
Don't
tall.
go above the 3rd level.
Yeah.
It's a little unsafe up there.
It's
Juan was practicing his engineering up there, so
that's where the extra 2 levels
the
came
extra
from.
2 levels came from. Doesn't look great right now.
But it will.
It's like Carrington College level, I would say.
There you go.
So you guys head into the Noble District for where you're going to meet up with Trumpleton. The guards are up front, know that you're coming. They're wearing sunglasses.
I was going to say, are these Trump's guards? Or
They
are
are
these...
specialized Trump guards,
Okay.
yes. They have the air of ex-FBI agent to them. You recognize a couple of them as being discharged on some potentially suspicious grounds. So, yeah. Never confirmed, of course.
No,
Yeah,
of course not.
Never confirmed, but
It never is.
potentially some bribing and things involved. So they were involved with some seedier, things that went on. So that kind of puts you a little uneasy as you recognize some of them. They don't appear to fucking recognize you in the least, though. So you get your hood up.
I was going to say. I just kind of walk in.
But being that you are heroes of New Yorkshire, they are familiar with you all. Let you right on in into the gates of the grounds. Instead of taking you to the actual tower, though, that is straight ahead, you gotta veer off around. And I mean, we're talking about a fancy fucking place. We got hedge mazes. We got a giant fucking fairway over here, and they lead you around to kind of behind the tower where a giant swimming pond is with polished granite stone trails all around it. There's several women that are just swimming in it, giggling.
Splash.
Splash! Oh, splash, splash! Aelin kind of is like,
Brother.
dearest sister, I was investigating the situation. It's called being a scout.
A little less.
He was scouting.
I need you to relax. We're about to meet Trumpleton.
Yeah.
And there are several noblemen that are kind of milling about as well. Marin and Aelin both would recognize them. Aelin kind of gives a sneer of distaste looking at the noblemen, and you recognize them as kind of high-class, douchey one-percenters. Super douchey one-percenters. And the guards basically bring you to a shorter man with a couple of nobles standing in front of him, just fiery red hair, weird fucking hairstyle. You're looking at him from behind. He's gesturing wildly, small hands. Small hands. And as you approach, oh god, yes, actually.
This is what you wanted to play.
Yes. I know.
I'm a little afraid.
I was not prepared, but you are not prepared.